Gigantamax Rillaboom will be making its shiny debut this weekend in its own raid day. We found a way where you can do at least 5 or 6 of these Gmax battles for absolutely free. We're gonna put everything on a calendar, familiarize everyone with all the details. We're then gonna run through a top strategy and counter guide for Gmax Rillaboom. We've got some powerful bonuses we need to take advantage of, and right at the end, I'm gonna tell you why you definitely need to be raiding Gmax Rillaboom. This is Gmax Rillaboom Raid Day with Go With Us. Shh. Let's open up onto our calendar. As you can see, guys, Gmax Rillaboom will be taking place this weekend on Saturday, on August 1st from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. But let's focus on our featured Gmax Raid Day Pokemon, Gmax Rillaboom. Gmax Rillaboom is a pure grass-type Pokemon, which is the final stage evolution of Grookey coming from the Paldea region. But how good is Rillaboom in Pokemon GO right now? Well, let's have a look at its base stats. It has a max CP of 3758 at level 50, an attack value of 239, a defense of 168, and a stamina of 225. Off the bat here, this is off to a pretty strong start. Its fast attacks are going to be Razor Leaf and Scratch, and its charge attacks are going to be Grass Knot, Energy Ball, Frenzy Plant, which will require an elite charge TM, Drum Beating, as well as Earth Power. After having a look at its move combinations and its base stats, I'm looking forward to telling you how good this Pokemon really is, especially as a Gmax form. Remember I said though, we found a way where you can do at least 5 or 6 of these raid battles for absolutely free. Let me take you through that now, starting with the bonuses. The first bonus is that the max particle collection limit will be increased to 1600. All power spots are going to be hosting Gmax Rillaboom raids, and even more power spots will be active as well with these Gmax Rillaboom raids. We can collect 8 times max particles from power spots for a total of 800. We can make up to 3 special trades per day. The remote raid limit will be increased from 10 to 20. And then there's a further 2 bonuses, which is only going to be taking place from midnight on Saturday up until the end of the event, which is going to be 2 times max particles from exploring, as well as quarter adventure distance to receive max particles. What this means, bottom line, is that normally you would have to walk 2 kilometers to get 300 max particles. But from midnight on that Saturday, you only have to walk 500 meters to get 600 max particles. Okay, before we begin here, remember that on the Friday before the event starts, we have a soft cap of 1500 max particles, as you can see on screen right now. A lot of trainers watching this have already probably exceeded this cap because of the Go Pass rewards from Go Fest, the Pikachu Celebration event, so on and so forth. I have, as you can see on screen right now. If you have not gone over 1600 max particles on this day, all you need to do is get to as close as that 1500 max particle limit and then walk 2 kilometers and collect 300 max particles, or just collect more max particles from a power spot. That's going to take you over the soft cap. This is going to allow you on that Saturday to start with 2 free raids, so there's 2 in the bag. From there, you would then need to just walk a further 500 meters to collect another 600 max particles, and then collect another 800 max particles from 2 different power spots. Once these 3 steps are out of the way, you should then be in and around 2000 max particles remaining, again over that soft cap. That's going to allow you to do another 2 for a total of 4. Then what you could do is go into Campfire and check into a community ambassador meetup hosting some of these Gmax Rillaboom raid battles. That is going to allow you to get a timed research for a further 800 max particles to do another free Gmax raid. That is going to be your best method at achieving at least 5 free raid battles for Gmax Rillaboom. Now that we know how to do these raids, how do we take down Gmax Rillaboom? Because it's not going to be the easiest battle. First and foremost, I would highly recommend entering this battle with at least 6 to 10 trainers. Gmax battles are a lot harder to complete. If you're a very hardcore and advanced player, you could probably do it with less, but I would not recommend this. The best strategy to go into these Gmax battles is to always most likely go with 2 tanks and 1 attacking option, because we all get a party of 3 Pokemon. Why you want to be starting with your tanks is that it's going to allow you to suck up as much damage as possible so you can stay on the battlefield as long as you possibly can. Once the Dynamax meter charges to its fullest capacity, I would strongly recommend when you're going into the DMAX phase is to switch into your attacking Pokemon. This attacking Pokemon is going to be doing super effective damage, and once the DMAX phase is over, you could then switch back into your tank and rinse and repeat. That is going to be your simplest, most effective strategy at these Gmax battles. Undoubtedly, these are going to be some of the best Pokemon to use as your tanking Pokemon. D-Max Blissey with Pound, Crown Shield Zamazenta with Metal Claw, D-Max Corviknight with Sand Attack, and another great tank you could use is going to be G-Max Venusaur. If anyone is confused, the reason why some of these Pokemon are the best tanking Pokemon is not always necessarily because of their base defensive and HP stats. For something like Blissey, for example, its HP stat is incredibly high, so it's a really good tank. But the other reason you want to look at is going to be its fast moves. Something like D-Max Corviknight, D-Max Blissey, and even something like D-Max Registeel all have half a second fast moves. The reason why half a second fast moves are the best option is that as your tank, that is going to be the move that's going to be charging the Dynamax meter quickest. A lot of people thinking throwing charged attacks is the best way to go because you do more damage. It doesn't. The animation takes too long, and all those fast attacks you could have done while that animation is taking place is actually faster. That is why you want tanks with half a second fast moves. But like we said a short while ago, once that D-Max phase starts, you then want to bring in your attacker. These are going to be some of your best attacking Pokemon. Undoubtedly, your best pick is going to be Gmax Cinderace with Gmax Fireball, Gmax Charizard with Gmax Wildfire, D-Max Darmanitan with Incinerate, D-Max Moltres with Fire Spin, as well as D-Max Flareon with Fire Spin. Please bear in mind, when it comes to the D-Max Pokemon like Flareon or Moltres, its fast move is going to be the move it uses as its max move, but as Gmax attackers, it already has a locked move with Gmax Wildfire as well as Gmax Fireball on Gmax Cinderace. An important reminder to all trainers, if you do not complete this battle within 6 minutes, this Pokemon is going to become further enraged and is literally going to be one-shotting everything you do, so if you don't complete the battle in 6 minutes, I would consider relobbying. Once you defeat Gmax Rillaboom, you will then get an encounter with Rillaboom. That 100% IV is going to be $18.99, an easy one to remember. Please screenshot that now, and remember there is no weather boost coming from Gmax raids. The shiny rates on these raid days are generally reported to be about 1 in 20, but my experience is a little bit higher, probably closer to 1 in 64, but because it's Gmax Rillaboom shiny release, let's hope for the best. Now that we know the best Pokemon, here are a couple things to make these Gmax battles even easier for you. First thing to remember, for your attacking Pokemon as well as your tanking Pokemon, please make sure that their max moves are all the way up to level 2 or level 3. You're going to be able to do more damage as well as take more damage. The other thing is, if you die, please remember to just hit the cheer button. This is going to give everyone in the lobby an attack boost to help you complete the battle. Please consider using a max mushroom. What a max mushroom does is that for 30 minutes is going to double the damage you do in these max battles. Very handy on a day like this. You could also consider using Crown Sword Zacian's Behemoth Blade in the background. What this is going to do is that it's going to increase your attacks in these max battles by 5%. Because it is an adventure effect, you could extend this out as long as you would like. Another adventure effect I would strongly recommend using as well if you're not going to use Zacian's is going to be Eternatus's Dynamax Cannon. A lot of people forget about this, but what this is going to do is that once you activate it, it's going to raise your max moves level by 1. So if you already hit the max level at level 3, it's going to actually be kicked up to level 4 to be doing even more damage. Or if your defense is already at level 3, your tanking Pokemon is also going to go to level 4 to receive more damage. Please remember as well, if you are doing some of these in-person raids, please get into a party for 2 reasons. If you are battling with a best friend, you are going to get raid damage boosts. Up to best friend, you're going to get up to 10% more damage, but also the other thing you can do in party play is share items. This is a very important thing to do because in a party of 4, if all trainers shared 4 items of the same type, you're going to get up to 4 hours, in other words, double the value of that item if you all share it across. Very valuable on a day like this because it can cover the whole 3-hour time frame. A few things to consider as well. On a power spot where Gmax Rillaboom might be spawning, please look out for those punching gloves. Those punching gloves are actually an indicator of how many Pokemon have been left at this power spot. The more Pokemon that have been left in this power spot, the more punching gloves are going to be full, which effectively means that you're going to be doing even more damage in raids. 1 icon is going to be 10%, 2 icons is going to be 15%, 3 icons is going to be around 18.8%, and 4 icons, which is 4 punching gloves, which generally means over 15 Pokemon left at this power spot, is going to be doing over 20% more damage for you. The other 2 things you need to look out for in battle is going to be that Dynamax icon while the battle is going on. Make sure to swipe left or swipe right to hit that bubble, and that's going to allow you to charge the meter even quicker. The last thing I'm going to say is that you can dodge some of these moves in Gmax battles. There are 2 sets of moves. One move is going to kind of hit everyone for the same amount of damage, but the other move is going to be a targeted attack. How you know you're going to be targeted is that you almost get 3 lines above your head. Some call it a spidey sense, but that's going to be the indicator to know that you are being targeted. It kind of flashes 2 or 3 times, and that red flash is when you know that move is about to strike you. Swipe left or right at the right moment and you will be able to take less damage. Those are some of the best strategies you can use, but remember I said you guys can share items in a party. I would strongly recommend this, especially when it comes to star piecing and lucky eggs. If trainers want to upgrade their experience on top of this, please consider buying the raid day ticket for a total cost of $5. That's pretty much going to reward you 1 extra max mushroom, an extra 25,000 XP, 6,000 2,400 max particles, but the big bonus you get from this ticket is going to be 2 times XP on every single raid battle. We have an incredible way to maximize this. Let's look at the maths very quickly. Every single Gmax battle you complete, you get 25,000 XP as well as 25,000 Stardust. Let's start on XP side of things. If you purchase the ticket, that is now going to be doubled to 50,000 XP. With the use of a lucky egg, it's now going to be 100,000 XP. Let's stop there and look at the Stardust. Every single Gmax battle is rewarding you 25,000 Stardust. With a star piece, you're going to be getting 37,500 Stardust. But just before the encounter screen, there is an option to use 200 Pokecoins. With these 200 Pokecoins, you could then double already what you have, which now means that 100,000 XP is going to be 200,000 XP, and you could be getting 75,000 Stardust per raid battle. Guys, that is, to be honest, it's pretty broken. I know we've said this before, but honestly, this is one of the best ways to get XP as well as Stardust in its mass in a 3-hour time frame. Don't sleep on that. Use the items and remember to share them through party play. If you guys didn't manage to get enough candy during Grookey Calm Day in January, or if you just missed this Ultra Unlock event where Grookey was spawning relatively frequently, the best way you can get candy for Gmax Rillaboom on this day is that you need to have a Mega Level 3 or a Super Mega Level Pokemon in the background to help you with those gains. At Mega Level 3, you're going to be getting an additional 2 candy upon capture, and if you stack that with a Pineapple or Silver Pineapple Berry, you could be getting up to 8 or 9 candy per catch. But if there's one Pokemon I'd recommend using for candy gains, that is going to be Mega Victory Bell at Super Mega level. It's going to be getting you an additional 3 candy upon capture, including a 25% extra chance of getting XL candy. That is going to be your best Pokemon for candy gains. Have that Mega evolved in the background. Another tip I'm going to throw in here is that please remember to leave certain Pokemon in these power spots to gain more candy, especially rare ones. Something like Kubfu, or maybe you had a D-Max Raikou that you needed more candy of. This is going to be gaining you some candies over time, so it's a good little bonus if you want to take advantage of that as well. Please remember as well is that if we bring up this calendar again, we also know that Kyurem is going to be in 5-star raids as well. So if you potentially wanted to use some of your remote raid passes because the limit is going to be extended for a certain period of time, we all know that Black Kyurem and White Kyurem and its fused forms are some of the best ice type attackers in the game and some of the best Master League Pokemon in the game right now, and probably will be for the foreseeable future. You need to be getting yourself a good Kyurem, so if you wanted to maybe raid that instead, this is a good opportunity to do that. Now that it's all said and done, how good is Rillaboom in Pokemon GO right now? Well guys, as a grass type attacker, Rillaboom on its own is currently breaking into the top 10, which I think is very impressive. Remember that will require an elite charge TM in order to get Frenzy Plant on this Pokemon if you didn't do it during the Grookey Calm Day or this previous Ultra Unlock 10th Anniversary Edition event. Unfortunately, in the GO Battle League, Rillaboom is a no-go right now. It performs best in the Master League, but even then, it's not even breaking into the top 200. But how good is Gmax Rillaboom as an attacker? Well guys, let me just tell you, by a long way, Gmax Rillaboom is undoubtedly the best grass type attacker in this game. In second spot, we have Gmax Venusaur, but to be honest, the difference in attacking power between the two Pokemon is quite substantial. Gmax Rillaboom is going to probably be the best Gmax attacker in the grass type category, most likely for the foreseeable future. This raid day has come around now 3 times. I don't know when we're going to see this raid day again. This is your perfect opportunity to do this. Shiny will be released for the first time, and to be honest, if you don't have a good Gmax Rillaboom, I'm not sure when we're going to see this again. It's definitely worth raiding. It's got good utility in this game, and as we know from a resource point of view, this event is also off the wall. If you guys want to see everything going on in Pokemon GO this week, please check it out above me right here. And we also know that August has just been dropped, and that video is going to be coming out most likely on Wednesday or Thursday night. Pay attention to that. Love you guys. Go with us. We appreciate your support. Please smash that like and subscribe button, and you know you're going to catch us on the next one, baby. Shh.